Hey everyone, it's Sarah here with my special guest, Nora Paxton. Today we are live and we're talking about how to build a business using LinkedIn. Now, if you have followed along with all of our stuff or our tips, we talk about LinkedIn quite a bit. And today I wanted to bring my good friend, Nora. She is not only one of my really good friends, but she's also an amazing businesswoman. She is a life coach for men, Nora Paxton Life Coaching. Which is really unusual. And so all of you women out there, if you're looking for a coach for your man, I've included Nora's links in our comments of this post so that you can learn more about Nora. So I'm going to give Nora an opportunity to introduce herself and just kind of tell us a little bit about your business, Nora, who your ideal client is, and all of those types of things. So take it away.
Thank you, Sarah. Nice to meet you all, guys. Yeah, like Sarah said, I'm a life coach for men. I specialize in leadership and confidence. And my audience are typically leaders or emerging leaders who wants to change how they're perceived. They need help on how to build trust. They want men that want just to re-engage with their life and be really motivated and have feel like they can influence not only in the workplace, but also at home. So I've been doing that for quite a while, and I'm just loving it. It's great to see the transformation that those men go through. It's super exciting to see how they feel more empowered, especially in this world right now. So I've been doing it for quite a while, and today we're going to talk about how the platform that we're going to use to use essentially to do that.
Yeah, so this is an exciting topic. So Nora and I started our businesses around the same time, and we built our businesses very differently. I built mine using Facebook, and Nora really found her niche using LinkedIn. So her and I have shared stories over the last few years of, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and I felt like the LinkedIn topic, this was a perfect one to bring Nora on. She has built her business a number of ways, but one through referrals and word of mouth and networking, which if you're a client of mine or have experienced me, those are all things that you need to be doing. And she's also built her business using the LinkedIn platform, which is really, really cool. And today I'm going to interview her and talk about some of the questions. She is actually going to be coaching with me on Wednesday in our group coaching program. So she's going to be diving even deeper into LinkedIn on Wednesday at 10 in our group coaching program. And I'm going to post the information about that program here in the text of this post here in just a few minutes. So we're going to get started with the interview. And if you want to learn more from Nora on Wednesday, you can join our group coaching program for $1 for the first month. And then it's $97 after that. And we do 2 coaching calls a month. They're both an hour long. You have access to a Facebook group, a website full of content, and our do-it-yourself courses, Facebook for Business and Instagram for Business. So there's a lot that's coming at you there. And I'm super honored that Nora will take the time to bring her expertise in LinkedIn to our group. It's super exciting. So we're going to dive in with the questions, and here we go. So Nora, I want to know what your most favorite thing about LinkedIn is. How you and why, really?
Number one is because it's one of the largest professional networks. So they have more than 225 million users. So you can imagine there's a lot to play with. But also, what I love the most is that you can grow your business and do a lot of networking, get references from it beyond just the job, looking for a job, and just connection. Like the power of connection is amazing on LinkedIn, and where you can just, you never know, you just connect with someone, and later on it might be someone that can help you, or you can help later. So it's really powerful, and it's professional. So.
Yeah, it's professional. And I think one of the things that, I've realized the most since you've built your business off of it, her avatar is actually on LinkedIn. So talk a little bit about who you target, who's your ideal client. Kind of, Nora comes from a corporate background, so she's been in leadership in corporate, and she's kind of seen how this whole thing goes with men. So how do you really how did you really figure out that LinkedIn was your target market?
Well, one, because my message resonated better with C-level, right? So I tried Facebook, and I'm still on Facebook. I'm social proof, but it didn't seem that my ideal client would connect through Facebook or other social platform besides LinkedIn. So my ideal client are basically executive and C-level startup founders, leaders that could be manager of or emergent leaders. So these are really this is my audience, and they don't typically go on Facebook.
Right, right. But they are active on LinkedIn.
They are super active on LinkedIn. And you also have to, there's a lot of competition on LinkedIn too, right? So you have to know when to post, what days, and you have to really pay attention. But it's all about connection, right? As soon as you work with one or two powerful people, they speak about your work. They just connect you with other people. And so it's just a word of mouth referral business that I really enjoy on LinkedIn. And it works really well.
So this is another thing. I mean, we've talked about this with social media platforms, and Nora just hit the head on the nail, or nail on the head, however you want to say that. But engaging, right? So Nora's not just going on and posting content on LinkedIn. I would imagine that you spend a fair bit of your marketing time that you have outlined in the week interacting, engaging on LinkedIn, correct?
Correct, yeah. So I post 3 times a week on LinkedIn.
Okay.
It's because you don't want to overwhelm people with content neither, right? And also there's time and days that you can post where you're going to have the most impact. We can talk about it during your next week. But essentially, the key is not only to post and make sure that you have the right tag, but also engage with your audience. So some people respond to your posts and you want to respond and you want to reply, but you also want to reply to other posting. Show your knowledge. Show that you are interested. It's not just about you reshare content from others, where you put a little note, a comment that is impacting as well. So these are important components to engage not only your ideal audience, but even to get noticed on LinkedIn.
Yeah. So a little trick, you guys, when people like your comments or when they like your content on LinkedIn, that actually shows to their following that they liked your content. So with what Nora is saying here, engaging in other people's content so that they engage in your content is to your benefit. So I know a lot of us are guilty of going on LinkedIn and just posting our content and bouncing out. I actually read a statistic that the average time on LinkedIn is 16 minutes. And people are logging in 2 to 3 times a week. So if we're just putting in the bare minimum in the platform, and this goes for Facebook too, if you're marketing on Facebook, you have to put in time and engage with your following or who you want to be your following in order to get results. And again, this is on any social media platform. If you're just posting content and logging out, you're missing an opportunity because chances are if you're not engaging, they're not engaging in your content. Okay? So that's really, really important. So another question I have for you, Nora, do you use the advertising platform? Do you use any of the paid features on LinkedIn?
No, I don't. Actually, there's so many tools in LinkedIn that you can use without having to pay for advertisement. Now, I don't say that you cannot use it, obviously, but I made the decision not to do it, and it works really well. So you have to, obviously, it takes longer. Bless you. Longer, but it's you, it's your word, it's your message, and it's create that link, create that connection, unique connection that you have with your potential client and your audience.
Right. So, how big is your following now, Nora, on LinkedIn?
I have almost 10,000.
10,000 followers?
Almost 10,000.
Are you listening, everyone? She has almost 10,000 followers. That's a lot.
Yeah, I actually went from, I believe, 4,000 earlier on last year to now almost 10,000. And that's all because people enjoy my posts, they want to engage, or someone that is very powerful on LinkedIn just like my posts, right? So, or the fact that they like my responses on other posts. It's all about the engagement, the quality of the post, you have the profile that you have. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can talk about that makes it that powerful and increases.
Yes. 10,000 followers. She didn't just get that by logging in and posting her content. So let's keep thinking about that, everyone. So now, Nora, on LinkedIn, one of the things that drives me crazy is when I get a spammy message in my inbox. It's like, hey, Sarah, you should take advantage of this, with people that don't even know me. I'm assuming that's not the strategy you take with LinkedIn. I would imagine you send very nice letters, but tell me a little bit about how often you're sending private notes. Do you use that automated messaging system, or, I mean, what's your strategy behind that?
Yeah, great question. Not at all. I actually, every of my messages are personalized. And typically when I connect with someone that has an interest for me, or I just follow up with a nice message, or I try to engage with no sales message. That's my approach. And actually it works really well because they don't see you as a spam, which is great. And then you can slowly, and within the first few response, you actually have a meeting, so where you can have a conversation.
Yeah.
Make sure that first of all, you want to connect with meaningful connection, right? There's a lot out there, and you want to make sure that you connect. And then you don't want to wait a few days and then reach out. You want to reach out pretty soon after. I would recommend a personalized message. But again, I don't know. It works better for my type of service, but I can imagine for other type of service where automated makes sense.
Yeah. So another really good thing, I don't actually pay attention to the spammy messages I get, but when I get a really good message, it inspires me to then go and start sending messages to people I want to connect with. I actually saw somebody on LinkedIn the other day that I haven't seen in probably a year and a half. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to send her a message. And she was like, oh my gosh, I never get good messages on LinkedIn. I always get spammy messages. And that started a conversation, which ended up being something that ended up in a consultation for me. So just by, again, marketing is human, you guys. We can't be taking marketing or even social media marketing and putting such a stigma behind, we have to have ads, we have to do this, we have to do that. Marketing still comes from relationship building, and everything that Nora is talking about, she is building relationships with complete strangers on LinkedIn. And because she's building these authentic relationships with them, they are then transferring into business for her and referrals for her. And guess what? Life coaching for men is a little bit different than life coaching for women. Women are the first one to be like, how do I get help? Men are not so much like that. So the fact that she has been able to build a whole business off of this model, and like she just said, without even any paid advertising, right? It is huge. It shows the power of connection, and the power of connection is still there, and it's still really, really important in your social media marketing, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, wherever you're going, you still have to connect with your audience, which is super important.
And also offer help. Great point, Sarah. Sometimes offer help, and so I offered a few times free tips. I just to get you the connection going, and they just enjoyed it, and then it created really meaningful conversation. So it's a win-win for everybody. So I think if you use it in that sense where it's not just about spamming people, but about trying to engage meaningful connection. You never know what this connection will do later for you. So you really want to make sure that it's meaningful and authentic.
Right. So I have a question for you, Nora. By connecting with some of these influencers that you have, right, these people that have huge followings, when you connect with them, what that shows to their following, correct? That you're a connection with them?
If they allow that to be seen, there's a feature in LinkedIn. You don't have to let people know that you're connecting.
Okay.
Yes. So what happens is if they do, this person connect to this one, guarantee the people are going to want to connect with you. But they don't have to do that. They can hide that feature.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to ask Nora for her free or her 3 tips for LinkedIn. Not free tips, but they're free too. 3 tips for what we need to be doing on LinkedIn. And then if you have questions, you can post them in the chat and we'll be answering. And then if you want to see Nora live in our group coaching and a deep dive into LinkedIn, join us for the $1 a month, and that is in your comment section. So post your questions if you have them. And Nora, what are our 3 things we need to be doing, or tips that you have for us on LinkedIn?
Well, the first one is definitely you have to have a nice profile, because when you post, people they click on you. So who is this person? So you want to have a nice professional picture with a nice background, a nice brand on your tagline. Like, it has to be brand. If you don't know what to put, I would highly recommend that you leverage the advanced search on LinkedIn. Type keywords and see if your words are coming up, how you're going to be found. So make sure that you use that. There's a lot of things out there on LinkedIn that can help you kind of nail the messaging. And of course, I would highly recommend use people that are great at that. So someone like my friend Sarah that can help you create your tagline.
Yep.
Definitely recommend it. And then, it's about, the second thing is that make sure that your content is connecting to your audience, right? You use the right hashtag, the messaging. Like Sarah said earlier, people don't have time. They have pretty much like 15, 20 minutes during the day to look. But most likely they're going to be engaged during the week and more during the weekend. But during the weekend, that's where your competition is like tapping on big time. So you want to do when it's low peak. That's where you're going to have the most impact. So when you post, you want to make sure that you use the right hashtags and it's connecting to your audience. Some can do call out to action, so you can do that in your messaging, but make sure that it's connecting, right? And the last tip I'm gonna give you is when you post it. So there's time when you need to post your article. Just know that the top brands or the top companies, they post at the top of the hour. So what you want to do is post it about 15 minutes prior to that. And there's some time slot that I will share during the stuff, but there's some certain time slot that you want to leverage.
Mm-hmm.
Post so you have the maximum views of your content.
Yeah. And do you use a LinkedIn business page, Nora, or do you just use your personal profile?
I do have a business page. So if you have a business, obviously you want to have your profile and your business page. Mm-hmm. Because when people check on you, on your profile, and they see what you're doing, they're going to click on the logo of your company. So also, if you want to show your content, you can also post it from the page and share it from your profile. So there's many ways you can do that. The great thing also with LinkedIn is that it can forward it to Twitter if you have also an audience on Twitter. But yeah, you have to have a business page.
Okay, good. So we have one question right now, and we will answer this for you. Melissa says, what type of content do you post? I have a LinkedIn account, but I'm not exactly sure how to use it for my business. And this is a great question, Melissa. And again, Nora kind of tapped into this in what she said is you should be posting content that is relevant to your ideal client. So going back before you even think about content, you have to understand who your ideal client is, number one, if they are on LinkedIn, number two, and then what types of content they want to know about or they need in order to do business with you. So this can be done, and LinkedIn gives you the option to do posts and articles. And in my opinion, and Nora, you can let us know on this, there's a benefit to having a variety of both posts and articles for you. There's benefits to both. But also just really understanding in content what you need, what your ideal client needs in order to create a relationship with you, because that's what we're doing on social media. We're creating a relationship, and by doing this, we create awareness about ourselves. And if we do this long enough, that awareness turns into a business or a lead relationship for us. So again, consistency is super important. You can't just go on LinkedIn once a month, check in, post something, and expect that you're going to get results. If you're not interacting and you're not engaging and you're not frequently posting, now again, you don't have to post 7 days a week, But like Nora said, 3 times a week she's posting, and I'm sure she's on there more than 3 times a week interacting and engaging in the platform. So really understand what your ideal client needs, and then creating content. And this goes for any social media platform. Again, if you're not putting out content that your ideal client wants to engage with or needs to engage with or wants to know more about, then you're kind of missing an opportunity to connect and engage and build a relationship with them. So that goes for all platforms across. Nora, do you have anything to put into that?
No, I 100% agree with what you said. What I would add as well is that, you know, like Sarah said earlier, they don't stay very long on LinkedIn, right? It's not like Facebook or anything else. So what you want to do is that not only has to speak to your audience, but it has to be short and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's why from time to time you can post actually articles that are long and much longer. But what you also want to post is short and sweet posts, quick posts. It could be with a picture. People like pictures, videos. Actually, video is becoming more popular on LinkedIn. So if you can make videos, that would be great. But otherwise, it has to be very short and really spot on what the message that you're doing. In my case, I speak about leadership and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I diversify my content. One is because I don't want my audience to get bored of supporting the same thing. So
right.
Diversify have different style, but also have the same brand, right? My picture are the same. I use the same colors, the same style. So they recognize this is my brand, right? So you have to have not only your style, your post, but also you have to make sure that your brand is represented in the post.
Right. June asked, can you please clarify the best times to post? And June, guess what? That's a topic we're going to talk about on our group coaching call at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. And you're part of our group coaching because you're one of our clients. So you're going to get access to all of that. We're going to talk about that. And it's going to be specific to, you know, when your following is online, which we can all kind of imagine when people are checking into LinkedIn. So if you are posting on LinkedIn, you probably need to be thinking about when are you posting and when are you active on LinkedIn, because that's probably the time you want to be getting your content out there so that people see it.
Yeah, join us next week. Thank you, Sarah. Join us next week. I will give you a lot of information about LinkedIn. So if you're curious about the time to post and other details, profile, what you put in your profile, just please join us. It'll be a fun.
Yeah, we have an action-packed coaching session for you. It'll probably even go longer than an hour because there's so much to cover. But thank you, Nora, for being here today. Thank you for sharing your tips with us and letting us know that LinkedIn is really a beneficial and a great platform for certain ideal clients. And I will tell you this, as I've paid more attention from encouragement from Nora to my LinkedIn, I've actually been receiving leads via the private chat of people asking to learn more about my services. So the more I put into LinkedIn, the more I'm getting out of it. When I ignore LinkedIn, I don't get anything out of it. When I put time into LinkedIn, I get a lot out of it. So again, this can be a great platform for you potentially in your business, depending upon your ideal client. And don't count it out, but if we can give you one tip today, if you're going to use LinkedIn and you think your ideal clients are on LinkedIn, make sure that you're actively engaging, actively posting content, and actively reaching out to people to build relationships. All right, that's it for us now. Thank you for being here on the live call. The replay will be up so you can watch it, share it if you'd like, and we will see you soon. All right, bye.